number one question everybody wants to know is why was it Georgia and when did you know?
I feel like I knew kind of a couple days after I took my Alabama visit. I feel like the things that Georgia did throughout my whole process, ever since they kind of picked up that recruitment after my state championship game, I feel like since then the recruitments, they really let me know that I've been the number one guy the whole time. They expressed that a lot throughout, the time they've been recruiting me. The relationship I had with Coach Duribe, he built that relationship on a strong thing. Now we just be able to hang out without it being just football. I feel like that's a big thing. You need to be able to be with your coaches outside of football. I feel like that helps you a lot. So I feel like it's the biggest two things that really helped me make my decision.
Did Landon know? Did you tell him? Was this a surprise for him?
Yeah, I was actually going to watch the game at my friend's house yesterday, and me and Landon was playing golf in the same neighborhood. We passed each other. He said, was like, yo, stop real quick. And I told him right there, and he let me know. He was very, very excited to hear that. He texted me actually today.
I know you mentioned you told Kirby Smart yesterday. What was the reaction from him when he found out they finally locked you down?
Well, like I said, he was very excited. I told him and Shu at the same time. We were in a little bit before everybody else, but he was very excited. He was saying that he likes my game, the way that I'm very versatile, that a lot of people like to see me. He said that they're going to be using it a lot of different ways. It's going to help them out a lot in the defense.
I know you've been thinking about this day for a long time. I'm sure. How did it feel like to make the decision, take the shirt off?
Well, like you said, being able now, I feel like I can have my time to really focus and lock in on my season with my team. I feel like that helps a lot. Getting this out, you don't really have any more questions now. It's not more recruiting now. You're just really locked in because I feel like I'm shut down. Like I'm locked down with my school. I'm not really the type of guy flip here, flip there. I'm gonna stay down, locked down where I'm supposed to. Like I say, I'm supposed to go.
When you were going through the process, Georgia or Alabama, obviously Georgia had the hometown advantage potentially. What were you trying to figure out to help determine, all right, Georgia really is where I want to stay home?
It was a lot closer than me if we really believe. Everybody thought it was Georgia the whole way, but to be honest, at some point it was Bama. I feel like Bama was a great school. They had a great relationship with Coach Rob, and he went that. But I just feel like Bama's a school that you can't pass up. It's 15 minutes down the road, and they recruit how they're recruiting. It's hard to pass up. And the thing that they've done these last couple of years, have two guys that kind of came into the league, that's been a really good thing.
How much of a role will you play as a recruiter in the class? You're very mature. You're a leader. What type of role do you see yourself playing?
Anybody let me know that they think that we could get, I'm going to definitely start hitting them up. Jared Curtis, he kind of helped me out. He been texting me. Like I said, I know a lot of players. So C.J. Wiley been texting, C.J. Allen, Ethan Barber, Landon. So those guys kind of recruited me throughout my process. So I feel like I'm going to definitely be a big recruiter in this class because we want to bring in the best class we possibly can.
Georgia just had two guys go in the top 15 at edge of this position. Just what does that say for you and your excitement there to learn?
That meant a lot. You see that. You see they're really doing great at the position. That meant a lot with my recruitment too because I see that's kind of at the end goal of anybody. Go to the first time making it to the NFL. So that meant a lot in my recruitment because it shows they're really putting guys in the NFL.
Your step-grandfather played for Georgia, the national championship team. Your uncle Horace King was one of the first five. How proud do you think those guys are today? Do they know? You going to let them know early, or do they find it out right now?
They probably find out right now. My step-grandfather, he passed away, I think, in 2017, not too long ago. But, Horace, he's probably very excited to see that. I feel like I'm carrying on that legacy from those two to keep that Georgia tradition going.
Georgia really didn't push for any other edge rushers, outside linebackers. You were their guy in the class. How much did you feel that throughout the process, and how much did that dictate your decision a little bit?
Like I said, that meant a lot also. When you're only recruiting one guy, that really shows how much a school believes in you. So that meant a lot in my process because I feel like they were the only school that was doing that for me, I would guess you could say, because they were only going for one guy, and the whole time they canceled visits for other guys, to let me come and they wanted me to be the guy since December. I was their guy.
I wanted to ask about the photo that you took on your official visit. There were all the players, all the coaches. You don't see many photos like that. Did you know at the time that you were thinking it was going to be Georgia? I know you said you didn't really know until after the Bama visit, but did you feel at the time like there was something special going on while you were on that trip?
At the time, you definitely feel there's something special. That's kind of what the OV's meant to do. So I definitely felt something okay, that's the love that they're showing. But at that moment, no, I didn't know. I feel like I was going to still take my Bama visit no matter what.
How much of a role did Jared play in it? You mentioned him a little bit. What sort of insight did he give you?
He just said, there's been very something special here. He texted me many different times. Probably texted about 4 or 5 times about it. So, he did a great job, texting me and just letting me know about how special that they're trying to be at Georgia.
How happy were Mom and Grandma that you're staying, 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from home?
My grandma was probably more excited than my mom was, hearing me stay on, they kind of grandma's the one that gets more emotional. My mom kind of not as emotional, but I was going to be emotional, but me staying home and being here 15 minutes down the road, they can come whenever. They're very excited for that.
What's your report card for how Coach Uzo Duribe recruited you? What kind of grade would you give him for how he did his job here?
A+. Great job of what he did. The way that he recruited me, I feel like I could get a lot of players down the line the way that he does it.
How did he treat you as a player? How did he let you know that you were the guy he wanted?
He called talk was very what am I trying to say all the time was like a saying. All the talks we had when I went up there, like you said, I've been on campus 20 plus times by at this time. So every time I come up there, he's like, yeah, come on, man, come watch practice. So I feel like the way that he recruited me into the process, he let me know that I was that guy. He's a guy that probably could have left if he kind of wanted to. He probably had other jobs elsewhere. He's that good of a coach. So I feel like showing that and the way that he coached, he's letting guys know he's yelling out if they need to yell, but he's also going to encourage you if you do something right.
All right, now that you made the decision, you have it off your shoulders. What's your plan for the summer?
Just lock up with my team. Keep getting better with my team. We're trying to go back to back. Obviously, we won state last year, so we're just trying to get back to back, lock in, hone in on the things that we need to fix, and just keep getting better.
Sounds like you got a lot of reasons. What was the biggest single reason why you chose Georgia today?
Relationships. I take relationships very serious because those are going to be guys you're going to be here for the next 3 to 4 years of your life. So relationships is a big part of my decision.
You're the first one of 4 that Florida's considering this week. What do you have to tell guys like Jay Lamar, Corey Howard, Craig Gingrich?
Hey, come on. We're doing something special here. The end goal is to win the national championship when you get to college. Obviously, you want to get your education, but winning that national championship is a big part of being at the school. So I feel like we keep building this class, we'll have the opportunity to do that.